Franken forces foot, Franken. Now let's watch this attack. So, minions come in on the side for this GoBoLaLoon. You'll see them start to pick off some of these external buildings just to help speed things along. And then we have a golem coming down each one of these defenses on the north. The archer tower and the cannon. Wizards coming in, 3 on the left, 2 on the right. Help getting things along. And very important, waiting for this golem to get in range of that expo before the wall breakers come down. Poo-koo! They bust right in. That's my wall breaker noise, I guess. Heroes will come down with the bowlers. Kind of a long walk, so being pretty careful in dropping them. And then a jump spell comes down. Double poison for the clan castle. And a rage to help move things along. And finally, you'll see a heal spell come down, trying to get all the bowlers in all the various directions that they've gone and heal them all up. And then once that air defense falls, it's time for, or once the heal spell's down, rather, time for the LaLoon portion. So you see loons coming in from down there, or Hound and the loons coming in from down there. A Tesla farm pops up next to each air defense, interestingly enough, which I guess is good, because that's really, I mean, that's, if you could choose something to beat up on your Hound, it'd probably be a Tesla farm. Just because they're so good at taking damage, and that would be detrimental to everything else. But yeah, then the kill squad pretty much just destroys the rest of the base. I don't even really know if I needed the whole LaLoon thing. Yeah, okay, alright. Way to go, guys. That was one heck of a push. I wish I understood why the push works so incredibly well sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. I think it's when you're on the exterior of the base. You can get one heck of a push because you're not taking that much fire. Anyway, so there we go. We'll speed through this, and then I'll break down what I was thinking for this crazy base. Or I guess I should say base, you know, because base means low. So this was kind of a wacky base in terms of how the walls were laid out, and I was very worried about pathing. I don't know what kind of thought patterns went into this guy's head when he designed this. But let's think our goal with the kill squad for GoBoLaLoon is to send golems, heroes, bowlers in with poison spells and a jump, a heal, and a rage in order to take out 2 air defenses and the queen. And any other supplemental buildings you can get are great. Things like air sweepers and wizard towers are fantastic. And this guy's a lot smarter than me. You see, he's kept his expos down. He's got the rest of his base defense is pretty much maxed out, and his heroes are level 20s. And he's working on walls instead of the expos. One of the first things I did at Town Hall 9 was max out my expos, just because I thought that would be awesome looking, and it'd be cool. And like people would be attacking my base and be like, "Oh, I'm not going to attack that base to steal the Dark Elixir because it's got max level expos." And then come to find out that increases your war weight dramatically. So that's why this guy's ranked so low. It's because his expos are not maxed out, interestingly enough. So take that into consideration when you're doing things for making your base for war weight things. Yeah. So if you want to take out 2 air defenses, how on earth could you do that? You could come in here and come in this way, and then you'd probably have access to that one. That would require a heck of a push. And that would also require you have to engage the king, so we don't want to do that. You could possibly come in from this side, but that's going to be kind of tough. If you try to come in from here, your troops are going to behave kind of slowly. They might split. You could try to get them in on a jump spell, but this air defense is too far away. You'd have to have a jump spell over this compartment and hope that something leaps over and takes that out, and then moves in and takes that out. So that's an option. But that's also going to put you sort of introducing yourself to both expos at once. You could try to come in here and hope your troops walk in this direction and then jump over, which actually doesn't sound like a half-bad plan in retrospect. But there was probably some good reason to do that. I think that I wasn't sure if the troops were going to move this way or this way. If you come in here, it's kind of a crapshoot. So I eventually decided, well, here's the side I want to come in on. I'm going to come in here, and once these 3 buildings are gone, if I place a jump spell here, then I've got a big cluster of buildings and the queen that's going to help move things into this core and engage things in the core. So this air defense is gone by default because it's going to be the first thing everything attacks. So if the golems at least don't take that out, even though they're not really offensive. If that doesn't fall, then my golems are dead and life is terrible and the raid's shot to heck. So that guy's gone. Then you just got to get your kill squad to move into here. And I was very worried about that. I think that with these 3 buildings gone, things will want to move in this general direction. These are so far away that with a jump spell here, they're not going to want to go into that direction unless there's a bunch of Teslas that would lead them there, which thankfully there wasn't. But yeah, who knows where the Teslas are in a base like this. Anyway, well, at least with the first attack, you don't know. Then what? So the jump spell is very important. I definitely wanted to give it access to this side of the base. And they're so big, you're going to get this compartment and this compartment by default, unless you try to just get one of them. But I decided to try to get both because I'd love that air sweeper to fall. I'd love that wizard tower to fall, and I'd love for that wizard tower to fall as well. And then these compartments are sort of small enough that you know, you can kind of picture yourself speeding through this and then coming back around. And this one's provided that you don't get too far distracted to go after that mortar. It should be the same thing. But this way you don't have to engage the queen. You can engage the first expo before the second one can really start doing any damage to you. You'll get the clan castle troops. You just have to worry about pathing. Now, provided that things have come in and moved the way they're supposed to, and you'll do a rage here to help get them through these high hit point buildings, and then a heal spell just to keep your bowlers up. Then what do? Well, hopefully this will be falling. If that's not fallen, I'd presume this building will be down. You'd send a hound in from this direction, probably balloons starting here to get that air sweeper, and then a couple, you know, coming in on the exterior. And the hound's going to be blowing back and forth on that air D, but it's okay because the balloons behind it will come in, take it out, and then move toward that air defense. And then the second hound from this direction, and just making sure you get any buildings on the exterior, haste them into this air D, then things will move in here, drop the balloons, the extra balloons that you have on the exterior defenses as you move in, haste them to the second air D, and save 2 balloons for cleanup. Or if this wizard tower is still up, which I kind of thought it would be, you would send at least 1 wizard tower in this direction to distract as the big cluster of balloons moved in from this direction. So it's as simple as that. Now, let's watch it unfold in gory detail. Yeah, so the minions first off. So this I kind of wanted to fall because that might distract some people. This I didn't care so much about. I'm going to try to leave these buildings up for the kill squad. Didn't quite work out that way, but, you know, 1 wizard equals 2 minions, so I had to. So I went ahead and started working on that building too. But yeah, out of range of any of air defenses, so the minions can sort of work on these guys. And then, very important, I wanted the golem to come in on this side of this builder's hut because I wanted him to be standing on this side of the archer tower. Because once the archer tower fell, I want him to move to this air defense. Why do I want to do that? That air defense is very obviously in range of the expo. If he's standing here beating on the wall, he's distracting for that expo. And I'm going to try to send wall breakers in around here to bust into the wall. If that expo is not distracted, they will get shot in their little skeleton brains. So if you dropped him over here and then that archer tower falls, he might move in this direction and start beating up on the wall over here, or he might even move over to that mortar, in which case I can't guarantee he's going to tank for that expo. And this guy over here, he's going to pound on this, then he's going to pound on that. May tank, probably would tanks for the expo. But the important thing is that expo has to be firing on a golem before the wall breakers come down. And so 3 wizards over here because there's more buildings over here, 2 over here. One of them to try to get that cannon taken care of so he will redirect into the core when the time is right. So expo is distracted, wall breakers come down, timing it with the mortar. Wizard tower is focused on that golem, so the archer tower, or the wall breakers are fine to come down. Send in the king, send in the queen. Things are moving the way that I want, so I finally send in the bowlers. I wanted to get that heal spell down, or the jump spell down early, because I don't want people to be tempted to go into that cannon. And so you see how long the walk is for the bowlers. That was my other insurance of saying that they're going to want to move in to the core and nowhere else, because it effectively means this wall's not here. Were that wall to be there, they might be tempted to go for that elixir tower or elixir storage or something in that direction. So the clan castle comes out. No idea what was in there. Unfortunately, two Valks come out, and one of them started heading for the bowlers, which could have been an absolute disaster. But thankfully, they take him out pretty quick. And the other one goes on the king, and he's gone. So Rage comes down. Storages fall quickly. Town Hall is getting beat up on. Heal spell comes down. I drop it so that you saw the bowlers. Some of them went to this way, some of them went this way, and eventually they're all going to move in this way. Drop the heal spell to get all of them. Mostly it's those giant bombs you got to watch out for. So once the heal spell's down, it's time to start thinking about the LaLoon portion. And this kill squad's going to keep moving and keep doing things. They got a great push. But the LaLoon comes in, and these buildings were all gone, so I was at liberty to drop my balloons on the exterior here. There's no backtracking they're going to do. But they go through, haste them into the first air defense. Sliver of health on one hound and a decent amount of health on the other, but they soak up air bombs and everything else. And haste them into the second air defense. More balloons on the edge to help with pathing. And then this base is pretty much done now. That kill squad moved in really deep. I think it moved in really deep because there was no flanking defenses. If you try to send it straight into the core, yeah, it doesn't always work out. So, anyway, yeah, no builder huts to worry about here. So drop the balloons, the last two balloons, just wherever they are needed for cleanup. So one was over here. One was at the edge of the trash ring on that side. And eventually everything moves in, and the enemy king doesn't even get taken out in this raid. So, there you go. Thoughts, breakdowns, and life and love and the meaning of.